in JAMB. At Taraba Business School, we can make your dream come through. Today, we are located opposite Civil Service Commission, 183 Hamarua Way, Jalingo, Taraba State. You can call the following numbers for inquiries: 080 602 69140, 070 634 28464, 080 606 60861.
Ubangiji ya albarkaci jihar Taraba da wadataccen ƙasar noma ga kuma ɗimbin albarkatun ƙasa bila adadin. Sai dai irin waɗannan dukkanin abinda Ubangiji ya samar domin samar da kyakkyawar fata ga jihar ta Taraba, ana samun wasu munanan ɗabi'u na sare dazuzzuka da tone-tonen ramumuka domin ɗebo albarkatun ƙasan da hakan ke matukar barazana ga muhalli da kuma al'ummar da cikin Taraba da ma dabbobi da suke cikinta. Wannan ko na iya lalata dukkan wani tsari ko dabaru da aka samar domin kyautata rayuwar bil'adama da mara dabbobi. Wannan illar na dada tozartawa da kuma lalata dukkanin wurare da ake da su, ga lalata ruwa da muhalli da ke zama barazana ga rayuwar dabbobi na cikin ruwa da kuma na tudu da ma jama'a da ke kan wannan. Hakan na iya zama kuma wani abin da ke iya lalata kyakkyawar fata da ake da ita na kyautata rayuwar al'umma musamman da yara da ma dabbobi. A irin wannan ne gwamnatin jihar Taraba gargashin Dr. Abu Kefo ta samar da wata wani kwamiti mai karfin fada da doka ta baiwa dama ya tabbatar da cewa ya takaita ayyukan saran dazuzzuka da tone-tone albarkatun ƙasa ba bisa ka'ida ba. Bisa wannan ne kuma wannan kwamiti ya tashi haikan domin tabbatar da an bi doka da aka zayyana na tabbatar da kare dazuzzuka da sauran albarkatun ƙasa da ubangiji albarkaci wannan jiha da ita, domin samarwa matasa da kuma iyalai aikin yi idan aka bi ka'ida wurin bin matakai da za su dace da yadda ake tono albarkacin ƙasa da kuma sare dazuzzuka a bisa ƙa'ida, wanda hakan zai iya taimakawa ci gaba da kuma bunƙasa rayuwar jama'a da kuma fitar da Tarabar a idon duniya. A bisa wannan ake yin kira ta musamman ga al'ummar jihar Taraba da su tabbatar da cewa sun bi tsari da dabaru da aka tanadar. Ana kuma kira da amfani da sarakunan gargajiya da maluman addini da sauran jagororin al'umma da suke da alhakin kula da irin waɗannan al'ummomi da kuma ke zama tare da tabbatar da sun sanya ido sosai wurin ganin an kawar da dukkan wani kalubale da muhalli ke fuskanta. Ana kuma kira nan take ga sarakunan gargajiya da maluma na addini da su waro al'umma kai, musamman waɗanda suke jagoranta, domin nuna musu matukar illa da waɗannan sare-saren dazuzzuka da tono albarkatun ƙasa ba bisa ƙa'ida ba suke yi, kuma su ilmantar da jama'a domin amfanin su wadda mara misaltuwa ne. Ana kuma karfafa musu gwiwa da cewa duk lokacin da suka ga wani aiki da ya shafi irin wannan mummunan aiki da su handarsa samar da hukumomi ta yin amfani da wannan layi 0866681020. Yan Taraba a haɗa hannu tare domin tabbatar da an tsirar da jihar kuma an kawar da tsarin na tono albarkatun ƙasa da sare-saren dazuzzuka ba bisa ƙa'ida ba, domin ɗorewar ci gaban jihar Taraban da kuma samar da albarkatunta da moriyarta ga dukkanin al'umma. Wannan sako ne da ya fito daga hukumar nan da take sanya ido da hana sare dazuzzuka ba bisa ƙa'ida ba.
Every day begins with a need to move with purpose, to shop without stress, to send without fear, to pay without delay. For every rider chasing time, for every home that needs restocking, for every voice that needs connection, for every dream that needs delivery. Now, one app brings it all together.
Supercab, move smart, ride safe, supermarket, groceries, gadgets, everything. Supercash, airtime, bills, transfers, done. Super logistics, fast, secure, right to your door.
It's more than an app. It's your movement, your market, your money, your connection, all in one place. Supergo, one app for services endless. Download Supergo today. Live free, live fast, live smart.
No time to shop, no stress. With Supergo, your groceries comes to you.
Good morning and welcome to the Psalm TV Morning Show. My name is Abraham Minor Judah. It's the second day of February 2026. It is the first Monday of the month of February. It's a wonderful month. And numerically, I will say this month of February is a perfect month numerically. It starts on the first day of the week, which is on a Sunday, and it's going to end on the last day of the week, which is on a Saturday. And because February has 28 days, 29 days on leap years, but this year is 28 days. So this month of February, you'll be having 4 Sundays, 4 Mondays, 4 Fridays, 4 Saturdays. For every day of the week, we have a perfect 4 days in the month. None will have any advantage over the other. Now, this is just numerically so that it helps you to arrange yourselves. I don't believe there's any mystic thing attached to it, but it helps you to understand that you have 4 of each day of the week for this month. So you prepare yourself in such a way that you maximize the 4 days of the week for the month of February. And that is why this morning is the first Monday in the month of February. We have 3 more, so we ensure that we give you the best on this Monday. Once again, my name is Abraham Minor Judah, and you know I don't do this alone. I do it with a wonderful crew who are always here to ensure that while my hands are falling, they are raising it up. And while my voice is lacking, they add volume to it. Now with me, once again this morning, is Mr. Ira Daniel Kukwan, the Director of News and Public Affairs on Psalm TV. Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
You're welcome to the morning show.
Thank you very much.
And also with me once again this morning is one of our lead broadcaster, newscaster, and anchor, Mr. Albert Naphtali Banda. Good morning.
Good morning, Zebra.
You're welcome to the show. How was your weekend? I hope you had a wonderful time over the weekend.
Already from the dressing alone. You had a wonderful time.
You had a wonderful time. Did you leave that wonderful time direct to the office, or you went from, I want to know, because you know these young bachelors, they have a way of living from that wonderful place to the office.
Not really. I came to the office today, and from all indication, I have a very fruitful day. And yesterday was Sunday,
Okay.
and it's a blissful day. And we have been around lovely people. More importantly, my family's been around here in the city. So, and I think it's going to be a fruitful one.
Okay.
And coming to the office, also the atmosphere is very, very friendly today. Looking at my boss is sitting down with huge smiles on the face, so it's a very good one to me.
You remind me of Governor Kefas, by the way. You look, you're wearing white and you're wearing black.
All right.
Headgear, and you adjusted like the typical Kefas style.
For the sake of
so Your Excellency,
I'll be the star boy of the year.
Yeah. Well, you said I came in with a smile. When I came in, I saw the Director of News, Mr. Ira, smiling, and I know over the weekend there was some realigning. So I'm thinking maybe it's one of the people that have joined the governor, and probably, they say, as they say if you join APC, there's a
huge development.
There's something. So I'm thinking maybe we may just see him come with some bullion van to come out.
No, but it's more of I will just believe this system, because everybody knew that from Friday downward, you see a level of change in the city. Although the change.
Did any of you join the gov? Did any of you?
No,
you're not
really. As a media personality, you are not supposed to be in anyway. Shall let's just leave this.
You have a right to be in any political party.
Do you understand it this way? We've seen a lot of cars that have not been going around the city of Jalingo.
I was going to that axis, and the traffic that day was heavy between NNPC filling station and those communities after the stadium. Now, somebody was asking that, is this an indication of the popularity of the governor that is defecting or the popularity of the political party? I said both, because you will discover that every who is who in APC in Taraba State and in the Northeast is there. Some even from Lagos, number of governors that came. The place was full to capacity. So,
again, this is politics. We knew how things are done to some extent. Where you see a lot of buses sent to different
rented crowd.
Well,
yes.
What I know is that you don't even need to rent crowd. The way the politics are here, people are loyal to their bosses.
Yes.
And they show that loyalties in this kind of event, whether they like the alignment with the APC or not. They just let us come and show loyalty. It is not, if you ask me, if I want to be truthful about it, it is not. It could have been better, bigger than that, if the movement was really organic. I'm sorry to say this. I'm just based on my own understanding.
Yes.
The movement from the PDP to the APC is mostly due to political expediency on the part of most that move. Because these are people that since 98, when the PDP was formed, they've been members of this party. So they have this connection politically to this party. So, but that's not taking away anything. It was a very, very colorful day. It was a day that all over the city you could feel that, yes, there's a new party in town. And, well, 98, nobody was part of the PDP until they joined. Now, 2025, 2026, this may just be another direction that the major that politicians in Taraba State will be going into. But time will tell. Well, with this, let us go to the first story we are going to take on today on the newspaper review. We're going to take this day newspaper. There's a story there that says coup attempt was targeted for elimination, says defense minister. This is quite serious. Says Interpol after civilian suspects on the run. Discloses Nigeria security pact with Turkey not to spite the U.S. And I'm in political transition. Could join APC, so says XCDS. So in a startling revelation yesterday, the Minister of Defense, General Christopher Musa, retired, confirmed that his life was targeted and recently for the alleged coup plot, explaining that yes, he was supposed to be arrested and eventually eliminated if he resisted the plan by the coup plotters to apprehend him. The erstwhile chief of defense staff described the alleged plotters as some serious individuals, but warned that the threat was real enough to trigger swift action, with several suspects now arrested and others actively being pursued internationally by the Interpol. The attempted coup d'etat has dominated a lot recently, involving a plot by a network of military officers, security personnel, and civilians to violently overthrow President Bola Tinubu's government. Over a dozen serving military officers are currently in custody for the planned illegal takeover of the government, while a number of civilians remain on the run. So he was speaking on sundry security-related issues on Channels Television. He argued that something must have gone seriously wrong with the officers to think of forcefully taking over the government. He argued that if that was not caused, they would have been staunchly resisted by Nigerians. So he went further to say it was a target, and if he had refused, he was supposed to be shot. And he said during the investigation, former minister, this is not quoting him, this is former Minister of State for Petroleum Resources, Timothy Silva, was mentioned, prompting additional scrutiny by authority. Silva has since been out of the country. Well, that is the situation of the coup. Let me start with Naphtali. What's your take on this information from the former chief of defense, now Minister of Defense?
Yes, this is really, really alarming. And of course, personally, I would say that I've not, all this while, I knew very well that things like this may come out as far as the security situation of the country is concerned. And to some extent, they were talking about the former CDS of the Nigerian settings of the military, and then again, presently, the Chief of Defense Staff, that is the Minister of Defense. And apart from that, you know, he has a lot of insight when it has to do with the security of the country at a time. And even at the time that he is still with the uniform, we know a lot of things that he was able to calm down, a lot of things that he was able to expose, a lot of things that he was able to arrest, and a lot of things that behind the scene, they were able to calm it down to a level that many people may not even hear about. And now that he's having also another ground, and with the nature of, we've seen a situation whereby not just once, not twice, the issue of this related coup, related thing on the issue, the president of the day. And, you know, there's no any justification for anybody that is trying to create this kind of unrest now, because at the end of everything, even if it is peaceful, there are consequences to attach to any coup. And part of it is some people will lose their lives, things like that will happen, and then there will be instability in the settings of the government. And then again, I see no reason. This is a democratic government of the day. If you felt like this person's leadership is not right, this is very, very easy. We have just next year for...
we even have impeachment process.
Yeah, we have very good. And then apart from that, we have next year, which is an election period. If there are members of the civilian or the member within the military, one, if you are military, you want to contest, you resign and go for the pool. And then instead of you wasting your energy, I call it wastage of energy. Instead of you wasting your energy towards coup now, it is better for you to even throw it around another candidate that you felt he has what it takes to leverage you from this situation. And with the coming of Tinubu as a normal citizen in the country, if I want to say the truth, then look at this. Let's take the case of the former president and then this very president. In terms of security, you must have to give credit to this president. If whether you like it or not, you must have to give credit to this president. Now look at it this way again. In terms of youth development, you have to give credit to this president. In terms of the money sent to varied states, you have to give credit to this president. In terms of road infrastructure, again, compared to the former president, you have to give credit to this president. Then, apart from that, we have synergy. We have where we see different countries. You see the relationship between Nigeria and China reach to another extent, the one between Nigeria and the US. In fact, what we are even afraid of, which is this notion of Muslim ticket, is no longer there. And then when we talk about if truly this coup is not even meant for the development of Nigeria, to me as a person, it's just maybe some part of the nations are not happy, or it's more of their shooting. You see the issue of the crisis in the northwest, where you see a lot of names are mentioned, a lot of people were mentioned, and yet at that nothing is done about it. But here we see a president and the Minister of the Defense, where names of people are mentioned, where strategic means are called, and he said it very clearly that any person that his name is mentioned, irrespective of who he is at the time, which influence. We've seen cases where the way they are handling the cases of big people, it's not like before in Nigeria. So things like this, you should expect in terms of trying to eliminate his life. As far as you are fighting to ensure peace in a place where peace is not stable at the time, definitely people will come after your life. Definitely people will come after your life.
Thank you very much. Director of News, Mr.
Yes, I take a cue from him where he said it's an illegality for you to stage a coup. There are more legal ways for you to follow. If you have grievances with the sitting government and you do not agree with what they do, it is more civil for you to resign and join the politics, or while you still serve as a military officer, there's a way you can communicate with your constituency, because they have the right to go and vote too, because they are Nigerians. Yes. That day, you can canvass for votes somehow by your interactions with people. Tell them this is why this person should not be voted back into power, and other things like that. For you to begin to wield arms and begin to come after the life of Nigerians who have not actually done you anything personally, but for the fact that they are pursuing what they think is the best for the nation, and you decide to wield arms and begin to plan coup to kill and unseat a legitimate government, it is a serious offense that should not be taken lightly. This part of the report that caught my attention, and I feel we should talk about it, of how the arrest was swift and the way the synergy existed between Nigerian authorities and the Interpol and other things like that. That shows how a little bit more advanced we have become as a nation.
Yes.
That this was dictated without any bloodshed. It's another aspect that we have to celebrate as a nation. In those days, until when somebody is killed, then we know that a coup was planned, and though it may be foiled, the president may continue to sit on the seat of power, but some bloodshed. But this time around, we recorded no bloodshed, nobody died. It was sheer intelligence.
Yeah.
You understand that we get it. So I think we've moved further. So we have to put more energy, put more resources towards that intelligence gathering, just as we've done with coup plotters. We should do that with the insurgents, the Boko Haram, the IPOP, and all these people that are causing mayhem here and there. I think that is what we should continue to do as a nation.
Thank you very much. And it is also this information that he gave. He said the minister assured that the security partnership with Turkey, the president was in Turkey for an event. We saw Tinubu travel last week, undermine Nigeria's relationship with the U.S., stressing that the country remains committed to its non-aligned foreign policy. The former chief of defense staff reaffirmed that Nigeria's approach allows it to work with multiple international partners in its national interest. Nigeria is now a non-aligned nation, which means we can partner with everybody once you are a friendly nation to us. We are friends, we can relate directly. That's why we can deal with China, Turkey, and the United States. The ideas of isolating yourself with just one group is not the best for anyone. He explains, stressing that the diverse defense partnership gives Nigeria strategic leverage, and he cited Egypt as an example of a country that benefits from cooperation with multiple global powers. He added, you can see in Egypt that they have support from several countries. It is important to keep that leverage so that it can continue to move forward. And according to him, military equipment and technology from Turkey will begin arriving in Nigeria soon, following the signing of defense agreement between both countries, stating that the agreement go beyond procurement, but we also focus on military education, joint training, and defense industry cooperation. Well, if you ask me, my views about our Nigeria is we have always been a non-aligned nation. We don't align with any bloc, either the West, the East. We are a country that deals with every government in a neutral manner. So, and I think we should maintain that, because Nigeria is a very strategic country in Africa. Nigeria is very, very strategic in Africa, and we don't have to be aligned to any bloc. Let us decide to be the way we want to be and act the way we want to act, but we rest and also have relationship. And that is why some people were of the opinion that because of relationship between Turkey and the U.S., why should we be at it? I said no. Egypt, as far as is an Arab country based in Africa, but it has alignment, military, economic alignment with Russia, with China, with the U.S., with Saudi, with every bloc. And I think Nigeria should maintain that non-aligned. They said now the U.S. is helping us in terms of our security. And Turkey too have made promises. We've signed an agreement with them together. If all this comes together, if Russia comes, China comes, it's all good for us as long as it is within the law.
So far, so good with the non-alignment. For over the years now, Nigeria has always maintained the non-alignment position in its relationship with other nations of the world. So far, so good. That is what has kept us, even during the Civil War. It was that position of non-alignment that made Nigeria survive that kind of seriously. So I don't think there is any problem with the non-alignment position of Nigeria when it comes to economic and security issues. When you have a problem in your hands, and you don't have the strength to tackle it alone, you don't need to look at the color of the skin of the person that wants to help. So long as that help is going to bring solution to your problem. So I agree with the arrangement between Nigeria and Turkey, the arrangement of Nigeria with any nation that is ready to help, that Nigeria becomes a stable nation with peace everywhere and for the development of the nation and Africa as well.
Yeah. And in relation to this, let us look at the Nigerian Tribune. The Nigerian Tribune and the major headline says West African leaders agree on permanent regional security framework. So the report adds that West African leaders have agreed to establish a permanent regional security framework to counter terrorism, violent extremism, and transnational crime, as the one that the sub-region has become the global epicenter of terrorist violence and can no longer rely on ad hoc cooperation. The agreement was reached at the end of a high-level consultative conference on regional cooperation and security held in Accra, Ghana from January 29 to 30th, 2026, involving the heads of state and government of Ghana, Liberia, and Sierra Leone, alongside representatives of Burkina Faso, Mali, Mauritania, Nigeria, Senegal, and Togo. The meeting was chaired by Ghana's President John Dramani Mahama, while President Julius Maada Bio of Sierra Leone and President Joseph Boakai of Liberia led their respective delegations. In a joint communique issued at the end of the conference, the leaders said that West Africa and its immediate neighbors are bound together through geography, trade routes, shared ecosystems, and communities whose livelihood depends mainly on cross-border movement, stressing that the security of one country spills quickly across borders. They spread grave concern that the region is currently the high global epicenter of terrorism and violent extremism, revealing that on a daily basis at least 8 terror attacks are recorded, which claim averagely 44 lives, with more than half of the global terrorism-related deaths occurring in West Africa. So according to the communique, the conference was convened to move beyond what the leaders described as episodic diplomacy or limited operational coordination in favor of a structured and permanent framework of cooperation that will develop shared program standards and infrastructure priorities while managing common security risk. We've been having this discussion of synergy within the West African region. Let me just hear from you.
You know, this is not the first time that this kind of arrangement has come to bear. We used to have ECOMOG, and we all can testify to the successes that the ECOMOG was able to record when it existed. Though ECOMOG's modus operandi is a little bit different from this, I think, because ECOMOG will only go to see that democracies are restored. But in this case, we're looking forward to them using kinetic and non-kinetic methods to see how gathering intelligence, seeing how these people move from country to country in their operations. At times they use border countries to get arms, or they go to those border countries to sit, re-strategize, and come back to attack in another country. So I think when this security framework is being formed, it will take into cognizance the all-encompassing aspects of security, the police, the immigration, the military, and other things like that, so that it will help stabilize the whole West African sub-region.
Yes, it is very, very important when it has to do with the case of the security. Just as you mentioned, some of these people do sometimes run to go to a far place very close by to make some little strategy. Whenever they're ready, they come back to launch an attack. But my more concern is, in as much as the West African countries have done something that is very, very commendable, I begin to look at it this way in terms of the Nigerian setting as a country. Looking at where we share border with a lot of countries that are not even on the West African region. So, and how I wish the situation will be more of a the African-based setting, so that you understand where I'm going at. Because everything you are doing at the time, we are looking at the benefit to our country at the time. And we've seen a situation where the case of Maiduguri, for example, where you see when the armies were able to chase these people, they go to the border of another country. So, to some extent, some of the countries we share boundaries with on those axes, they are really helping too. Because we know how they are sending out their armies to ensure that safety is maintained. So we are looking forward to see the meeting bringing a fruitful security coordination with the countries, and it will extend to the larger African continent at large. So it's very, very commendable. But it involves a lot of energy beyond just sitting in one place and saying.
The thing is, if you look at the issues of this insecurity, this terrorism, if you look at it, there's a peculiar West African problem with terrorism, which there needs a peculiar West African solution to it. Now, if you look at the major countries that have the terrorism issue for now, the one we're talking about, the one which is talking about that are interconnected, we have Nigeria, Niger, Chad, Mali, Burkina Faso, Cameroon to an extent, then Benin and the others are just having minor. But if you look at these countries, they have the same kind of terrorism. You have the Islamic terrorism, then you have the bandits terrorism, they work hand in hand. But let's just leave it at that you have the banditry, then we have the Islamic terrorism. And what made us to, over the years, not to be able to align properly again is, along the way, we started politically division. For some years now, Mali, Burkina Faso have not been aligning with other West African countries.
And even Niger recently.
And Niger. And if you look at it, we are the Nigeria, Mali, Niger, Chad. They are the ones that are most hit by this. So I think we're coming together. When I saw the list of those who were there and those who sent representatives, you have Ghana, Liberia, Sierra Leone, presidents came, and then we have representative of Burkina Faso, Mali, Mauritania, Nigeria, Senegal, and Togo, which is a good count. Among the countries that don't have this issue, only Chad that is not in West Africa, and I think that can be managed. Then we have Cameroon to the lower part, and I think we have good understanding with the government of Cameroon. So this is a good move. It's a peculiar West African problem, and we must have peculiar solutions. Reason why I don't want us to believe, focus more on African this thing is that if it's not your problem, sometimes you don't know it. It's just like when we used to hear of terrorism, they will say it's not a problem.
Not a problem.
Yes, it's not so. But if we can strengthen the West African force, it will be able to help us, even at the African level, to push it. I think this is a good move.
And you know, the whole thing is about, how do I say it now, benefits to the nations that you just listed. If you see American government lending a helping hand to this arrangement, it is because of a particular benefit that they have seen that comes from that region, that is going to be beneficial to the nation of US.
Yes.
Now, if Nigerians, or maybe Cameroonians, or Chadians, or Nigerians understand that for any development to come to that region, and that development to be sustained, is for us to have relative peace. And there is a need for the government of these nations to invest heavily into those security arrangements so that the envisaged peace is going to be attained. Then every hand must be on deck. I'm saying this in the light of the fact that recently you discover that because of some political change in Mali and Burkina Faso and the Niger Republic, you discover that a particular joint task force that was existing between some of this was disbanded because Nigerians will begin to say the Nigerian government is not doing what they want because they now have what they describe as military junta and other things like that. So I think the arrangement should be made in such a way that it goes beyond this. Whether it is a military junta or it is a democratically elected government, the synergy should be configured from the onset in such a way that it goes past this. In case another country in the sub-region is taken over by the military, it should be in such a way that the relationship will not go sour. Because it is some of these loopholes. And in most instances, you will see analysts saying the reason why this region, Niger Republic, Nigeria, experiences this because of the upsurge of what happened during the Arab Spring, where Libya and other things like that, they will tell you movement of arms. Niger is sharing a border with Libya, and if arms are into Niger Republic, they will be easily into Nigeria and other things like that. Let's look at that axis too. It should be that if the security architecture that man borders in Nigeria is overwhelming, why can't we deploy? You understand? From Nigeria, from Ghana, to go, if you take care of that axis, if you nib it at the board where it is emanating, you may solve the problem a lot more better than the way we're doing it.
Definitely.
Yes.
Because if you look at the movement of these groups, even up to Mauritania, to Mali, if sometimes, that is why sometimes when these mischievous people want to share video, they will pick a video from Katsina State, take it to the media space of Burkina Faso, and say, look at bandits killing, and you will watch it, and those in Burkina Faso will believe that this is Burkina Faso. And we'll see cases of videos from Mali, from Burkina Faso, from Cameroon, being played and said that this is happening live in Katsina, live, because the attackers are the same, their modus operandi are the same, even to a large extent, our terrain are the same. When you see them on bikes, driving through maybe the outskirts of Mali or Burkina Faso, it's not different from the way they drive through the outskirts of Katsina, Yobe, and the rest of it. So we need to nip this at the border. We need to nip this at the border. I think it's a good one, and I believe we should begin to work more on that. Again, coming to what you said, every other person that comes to help in this issue is coming because of interest. The only people that are in it with all their heart is the people involved. Nigeria is not coming to stop terrorism because it wants to. It's stopping it because if it doesn't stop it, it will be consumed. The same thing with Mali, the same thing with Chad, the same thing with whosoever is involved in it. You don't need to have any extra motivation. The motivation you need is that your people must survive. So it's a good one, and let's look forward to how it will help us to grow further. Now let's go to the Nation newspaper. I want to see how the stories may align with each other. Tinubu abroad, 22 days in 1 month. That is the major headline from Daily Trust. And the President Bola Ahmed Tinubu spent 22 days outside Nigeria in January 2026 alone, according to a review of his officially announced foreign trips. Within the period, the President visited France, the United Arab Emirates, and the Republic of Turkey. The President's foreign trips have drawn flack from civil society groups and opposition political parties, which alleged that spending a number of days abroad reflect misplaced priorities at the time when Nigeria faces some domestic challenges. They describe what they call the President's long stay abroad as excessive and potentially counterproductive, alleging that the trips divert attention and public resources away from critical areas such as security, education, healthcare, and infrastructure. They also allege that many of the agreements signed during the President's foreign trips have not translated into tangible benefits for Nigerians. Well, if you ask me, this is my own opinion of this. I remember during the time of President Olusegun Obasanjo, he was labeled as there's a term Ajalawa travel all over the world. He was always traveling around the world, And after some time, we saw the impact of the travels. That is for President Olusegun Obasanjo. And at that point, Nigeria needed that international presence. Down the line, Nigeria has lost that gain we had internationally. And now I can say that we're at our lowest ebb, apart from probably maybe during the time of Sani Abacha. Internationally, we are at our lowest ebb. And the president has been traveling. If you look at for this month, the 3 countries he went to, like France, it is France that don't have major details of what they do, but United Arab Emirates, we were there for a summit that was very, very crucial for the relationship between Nigeria and that axis. And we also look at the issue of the Turkey. Just like the Chief of Defense has said, very soon equipment, training will be coming in. So at this point in time, we need such strategic relationship. And nothing makes them know you're serious, you're serious than you're the president himself coming. Now, what the government needs to do is to ensure that those agreements begin to yield fruit, although some are not immediate. But I think we need to balance. We need to balance it. Let me start with Naftali.
Yes, you said something that is very, very important. You see, I don't know why people are interested in making criticisms, not looking at the picture of what that thing is all about. 22 days outside the nation never stopped the nation from all that is supposed to take place. We have the representative of the president, which is the vice president. He's doing his official duties very well. I was expecting a situation whereby maybe they will point out 1 or 2 or 3 that because the president wasn't around has not taken place in the country. And then again, you mentioned it very clearly. All those things, we've seen it, be it on the social media or in the media spaces, that this president is not even going to a particular country for 22 days. He's traveling different countries, and nobody will say there's no any productive means that is coming out from those things. If somebody mentioned things like that is, we've seen a situation whereby he went to Turkey. We've seen the outcome. We're just expecting something to come in. And then most of the countries, is traveling to different countries like China, the U. Okay, when the US were saying things against Nigeria, doing all these things now, some people were saying that the presidency or Nigerian government refused to go there. What if they allow US to do their thing? That Nigeria now delegated people. They went out. They did this meeting. Still, but same Nigeria, same civil society groups that we're talking about says that we've seen where the Islam sect were saying that they went to do this thing because they want to destroy the Northwest. You look at it this way. Still at that, this is one of the final. We've seen a situation whereby during Buhari's regime, the Nigerian Air Force or something like that want to let an attack somewhere else. It harmed the life of innocent people in Kaduna State. But here we have one of the surest and safest landing in the US in the case of Sokoto State. Then, which dividend are we looking at to say that this traveling is not creating senses? No, this traveling is creating sense. All we are trying to do is, if anybody that is not rallying around Tinubu's strategy at the time now towards the defense of this country, it's more of, okay, if we truly have what we think is going to solve the problem, by now we should have arrived at the safer landing. But we push ourselves to a level where we don't have any option than to lay our trust in God according to the principle. So now that we're laying our trust in God, the first thing that God supplies to Nigeria is now the aid from the US. And that single aid that comes, it is giving us a lot of our positivity. The level of strength that is coming on the side of our armies is very rewarding. The impact they are bringing out is very, very, people are seeing it. In every day we begin to see successes. In as much as you mentioned it during one of our reviews, that not that the armies were not trying, but the level of publicity they are attracting now is more than before. And even we've seen a situation whereby most of these negative groups coming out to challenge the Nigerian army. Where are they today? They themselves felt the impact of what is happening. So then we look at the situation whereby we've seen economically, we've seen where dollar is pursuing. Yes. We see where the market is becoming so friendly. We see where investors are coming into the countries. Yeah. Look at it. the business news is showing out, and all indices, even in terms of youth develop, how many trophies, how many crowns, how many things. We've seen a situation whereby people are becoming better people as Nigerians. What we're praying at is for us to have more investment into the country. If this investment is coming, the number of job opportunities will come out. And then we've seen where the president is bringing on an open ground for people to join the military, to join the police, to join everything. So nobody, if that one is just people must have something to say.
Definitely.
So we're supposed to rally around the president, because what he's doing, I think, is a very encouraging one.
Do you agree that it's good that our president should be traveling?
Yes, I agree with Herbert to a very large extent. I was expecting that whosoever is criticizing these trips will bring out those aspects of the trips that are not beneficial to the nation. Their trade investments related, their security cooperations related trips. There are trips that the motives that triggered those trips are actually for reasons that are going to be beneficial for Nigeria. And so far, just like you've mentioned, we've seen how those things have turned out to be beneficial to us as a nation.
Yes.
Now, if you say his absence is not good for us as a nation, you can't say that with affirmation, because institutions that he left behind were able to function very well until he arrived. Look at, he was not in the country when this issue of coup went on, and the institution were able to discover and make the arrest and other things like that. That is an indicator of the fact that actually the government was running smoothly even when he was not present. Though I must agree that if it becomes too frequent, it is not actually
especially to France.
It is not good. So I think we should look forward to a situation where some of these trips will be embarked upon by ministers and other representatives of the government, not necessarily the president himself going on and staying away from. Now imagine if you stay away for 22 days in January, then in February for 22 days, and it continued. At a point in time, it becomes too much, and it will begin to tell on the nation. So we look forward to further trips being structured in such a way that government representative will be able to go.
Haven't we even supposed to even thank God that this thing is happening at the early month of the year? That is to tell us that there are a lot of goodies that will come this year.
Let me say this on a lighter note. Yes. The president spent the first 10 days of the year in Paris. I want to know what exactly the president is looking for in France, in Paris. He loves France so much. But let's go further. During the president's trip to Abu Dhabi for 2026 edition of the Abu Dhabi Sustainability Week, Nigeria signed a comprehensive economic partnership agreement, that is CEPA, under which the UAE will eliminate tariffs on over 7,000 products for Nigeria exporters in the area of agriculture and industrial products. Meanwhile, the president embarked also on a state visit to the Republic of Turkey last Monday and returned on Saturday. While in Turkey, officials from both countries signed agreements on diaspora policy, defense cooperation, joint declaration establishing the Economy and Trade Joint Committee, allied quality infrastructure, higher education, media and communication, diplomacy academy, among others. So at least these are policies that, if implemented, we bring benefit to Nigeria. I want us to have a look at this halal loan, halal infrastructure. And I think it is, if you're looking for a good deal, I think these halal deals are something that will help Nigeria, rather than go into loans and the rest that you have to pay this on it, because halal deals generally refers to special offers, discount, coupon, or promotion of product or service that halal, meaning they are permissible under Islamic law. The term halal means allowed in Islam, applies especially to food and lifestyle. And what it does is that once you do into those trade, Nigeria has a large export potential in such food, and it comes with very, very, so if they can create a platform whereby, rather than this thing wasting here, It will be processed in such a way that it's acceptable to them in those countries and pushed forward. That is a good opening. Once they know that you can keep to the halal agreement, there are a lot of things that we waste here. A lot of our beef, our this, because there's no market for export market for it. I think this is a good one. We must maximize all our potentials in the business industry.
Yes, if you're saying it in the light of the fact that it has to be practiced alongside, because halal is non-profit, according to Islamic tenets. Now, if you continue with a non-profit system of loan and investments, you turning the country into an economy that is not capitalistic, and that too has some disadvantages. You understand? So I think it is good actually when it is practiced alongside the loan practice, the business practices that is non-halal, so that each will complement one another. So I think in that light, it is fine.
You know what they are? What are this halal deal? Most times we are the one receiving the loans. You are getting the loans like Sukuk bond. You are getting the loan from countries that practice such system, and they're giving you those loans, non-profit loans.
Okay, I understand.
You use, you return. So, and there's a way they practice this thing. It works in their environment. And if we use it, we are talking about our businesses have been run down because of unnecessary charges from banks and the rest of it.
interest
And the rest of
what do you call it? Profits.
Profit
You
being made.
Yes,
so if you have institutions that only take cost of transaction from you and not looking at their cost of running the transaction is enough for them to stay afloat, but they don't put unnecessary interest on you, it helps the business and it helps it. Look at Sukuk bond. It's one of the bonds that we've been able to get, and it's easy for Nigeria to pay because it's tied to projects, and it is also without any unnecessary interest on it. And I remember when that issue came, you remember the Ulabalu about how we will be sold to a certain religion because, and I go through a lot of statements.
I know that there is this investment that will have benefited Plateau State and Jos very well because it came from a particular bank. The whole thing became a serious issue that, as we speak, that development has not yet.
Next time you also let me hear. Karela, we need it.
And like you said earlier, you see, this is where we need to take it. You mentioned something very clearly, that any other country that are coming, or any support that is coming from the external force coming into your country, in as much as money will be there and life will be at ease, there are missions behind that particular thing. We've said it earlier. So sometimes people don't actually look at the benefit on the side of the economy alone, but the long-term effect. You mentioned if you said anytime, for example, US are trying to aid support into a country, they're looking at how beneficial this country is to them. Not just US alone, but any other country. Like the peace talk we mentioned, anytime you see people talking about coming together to fight insecurity, there's still a benefit they are looking at when those countries are affected. So same way, if money are coming into, I to some extent, I will agree with the word of, you see, when money is, if truly it is in a business format or a business sense, and you have access to money that there is no any much energy attached to in terms of repayment, some people don't fix don't take the business too serious. And in an opportunity where you have a priorities that are placed in two different proportions, and one is lesser, one will tends to go for the lesser one, and the energy that will attach, the energy that will attach to the one that maybe money is added onto will not be the same with the one here. Like for example, I have 100,000, but mine you are going to bring 120, and then the other one you are going to bring 110. A lot of people will rally around the one of 110. But if the same energy, the energy they're supposed to apply in trying to bring the one of 120 will not be the same that they will apply, this is where we have a different issue. So to me, I find it out that yes, it is a welcome idea. in as much as this country are doing this for them to preach whatever gospel they want to preach in any other aspect, whatever mission they want to achieve, the mission of maybe making life very easy for their own sect within the country. Let's say it's coming from the American people, maybe they have people that they want to beneficial. If it's coming from a Christian dominant country, maybe they want to bring ease that will affect the life of Christians in Nigeria. Same way, if it's coming from the Islamic countries, they want to bring ease that will affect the life of their people at the same time. So in doing that, we as Nigerian people, we are looking for all remedies that will bring ease to citizens in totality, irrespective of their religion. So, and if this money will be around, be available for all people, I think the beneficiaries of the money are they cut across religion. It's not only one sect that will benefit from it. So in a nutshell, to Nigerian people, if this thing comes into the picture, we supposed to apply energy to make a viable use of that money so that this thing will reflect in our economy. Not that I remember there was a time the former president Buhari's government were giving out money for people for loan. I see a situation whereby it is loan in a real sense, but people are using it to get married.
There are lots of people got
Do you understand it? Got married because of the money. And at the end of everything, where this money is supposed to be channeled to, it is not. It's become more of a waste.
I think it was not up to 20% recovery rate. Remember?
Very good. Why are they doing this thing? Because they believe this is money. This money is coming from the government. So if it's coming from the government cannot just come and say in Jalingo like this, they're going to arrest 2,000 Nigerians to.
That is if they know where they are.
Do you understand it?
Discussion is already
But if it's truly from the bank, you know how bank will be very serious. In fact, the level of call on your phone and the level of how the security situation around it, you will be triggered to go and pay that money.
Some of those things are considered social security.
Yes.
In fact, as we speak, I think discussion is going on already at the National Assembly for the forfeiture of those.
Do you understand it? If we always do things like this, any moment people collect money, be it from government, whatever channel, and people were not, this money, you know it that it is loan. What really breaks, we have banks like Nisal and the rest. The reason why they are not too effective to some extent is because when people take that money, they assume that this is government money. This is free money. And then they don't channel it. They don't put much energy like the money that is taken from even ordinary OPay, PAMPay and the rest. The level of calls they will give you. So let Nigerians know that everything the government is doing, be it creating those commercial banks to lend money to people, is towards the development of the country. And let Nigerian citizens ensure that they are giving much energy to that money they collected, because the best is also going to be beneficial both to them and also the government.
Thank you very much.
But if we see public places, we need to be more emphatic on these things. Even public schools, this is where we have issues.
Yes.
You see government will spend a lot of money to build schools. A private school that is not even up to the standard of government school, that pays 15,000 naira to teachers.
Education from the
in next than go and check any project that is commissioned. Go back to that place in the next 2 years. You will see a class where there is ceiling will not be there. There is fan will not be there, and the rest of
school will spend less money,
and it will be effective.
Thank you.
So Nigerians should wise up. If not, every investment that we bring into this country is more of. I don't want to say the next.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Well, I think we've done justice to the stories around here today. I just came across an information, and at least there are some things I see that gives me pride as a Nigerian. The list of the Grammy Award is out. The Grammy Award list. I just look at Best African Performance category. There are five nominees for the Best African Award category. And I would like to say probably maybe they will have to use VAR to check Grammy, because it's becoming a Nigerian, this African category is becoming a Nigerian category. We have five. We have one of the first nominee, Love by Burna Boy. Then With You, Davido featuring Omale. 3, Hope and Love, Eddie Kenzo and Mara Martin. They are not Nigerian. Give Me That, Ariana Star featuring Wizkid, Nigerians. Then Push to Start, Tyler, South African. Now, if you look at it, out of 150-something nations in Africa, we have 5 nominations, 3 from Nigeria. That shows the power of Nigerians. And we also have global music. On the global music album, you also have Burna Boy there, also as a nominee. So Nigerians can be the best in whatsoever they do. Individualists, we've seen people excel in football, in sports, in medicine, in this. So I believe as a nation, we can also get to a point whereby a list like this will be made. And Nigeria as a country will be in the top 5, top 3. I believe we can get there.
Yeah, somebody said if you go to a nation where you don't find Nigeria,
leave
that nation, because hardly will you go to any nation in the surface of the earth where you won't find Nigerians there. So this goes a long way to tell of our ingenuity and other things like that. We're actually people who have dominated the entertainment industry for over decades now.
Yeah.
We're doing well. The likes of Burna Boy and Fela Nicola Kuti that is slated to be. Fela did what? He invented. Is it an invention? Do you describe
he didn't invent it. He
modernized it to a level that it became world standard.
That it became this thing. There are people playing such. He picked from jazz and highlife.
Mixture of
that. Then there was someone that was doing something unique like Afrobeat, Oliver Julius, also a great, as a matter of fact, Orlando Oliver, something like a Nigerian. I think it was even the one that wrote this popular song by James Brown, I Feel Good. So he wrote it, someone heard it in the studio, and it was given to James Brown to sing. Different, he sang in the high life with James Brown. Did it in the American jazz way. So but Fela was able to build that brand of music to the point that it became global. And because of his message, Fela's message at that period, so it was not just the music, it was the message behind the music. Kudos to Fela Anikulapo Kuti for the big brand he has brought to Nigeria. So, Nigerians, just like I say, we are the best. And so let us begin to act at the best. So thank you, everyone. Thank you very much this morning for this morning show. I will go for a break now. When we come back, the morning show continues.
With the second highest death toll of all African conflicts, the Nigerian Civil War, also known as the Biafran War, is perhaps the single most significant event in Nigerian history. This 3-year conflict, which raged on from the 6th of July 1967 till the 15th of January 1970, would claim the lives of over 100,000 soldiers and an estimated 2 million civilians, as the Nigerian government led by General Yakubu Gowon fought to prevent the secession of the self-proclaimed Republic of Biafra, which was led by General Chukwuemeka Odumegu Ojukwu. To fully understand the root cause of this brutal conflict, we need to go all the way back to the very beginning. Upon gaining independence from Great Britain in 1960, the newly formed Nigerian Republic was greatly divided, as its 3 largest ethnic groups struggled to live in harmony. Beyond the more obvious distinctions like language, clothing, and marriage customs, Nigeria's 3 main ethnic groups also had fundamental differences in values and worldviews, which had been developed over the many centuries leading up to the colonial era and the formation of the Nigerian state. The Igbos, who represented about 60 to 70% of the population of the southeast, were mostly Christians who in the centuries before the colonial era had lived in relatively egalitarian societies. Although most Igbo towns and villages were headed by monarchs known as Ezes, the political decision-making process within Igbo communities was actually quite democratic, as it involved general assemblies composed of title holders and other respected members of Igbo society. Status was acquired through one's ability to solve societal issues, and respect was given primarily to those who had acquired wealth, as opposed to those who had simply inherited it. The character of Okonkwo in the book Things Fall Apart by renowned Nigerian author Chinua Achebe was in many ways the perfect illustration of the uniquely Igbo vision of the self-made man. The Igbo's particular appreciation for wealth creation through hard work is undoubtedly the main reason why many of Nigeria's champions of industry have been of Igbo ancestry. By contrast, the majority Muslim Hausa Fulani, which represented about 65% of the northern population, had lived for many years in feudal societies in which large working-class populations were ruled by a small theocratic elite composed of emirs and sultans. As their political leaders often doubled as religious leaders, compliance and submission to the will of the political establishment was not simply a civic duty, but a religious one. Very much unlike in Igbo societies, there was nothing particularly odd or shameful about a man aspiring to live a modest life as a farm worker, craftsman, or a nomadic cattle herder. But contrary to commonly held prejudices, the Hausa Fulani were not in any way lazier or inherently less enterprising than their southern counterparts. They simply had a deeper appreciation for religious discipline and had a more socially conservative worldview. However, there is no denying the fact that while the unquestioning submissiveness of northern societies to the theocratic establishment guaranteed internal stability and order, it also meant that the north was a lot less economically vibrant. Northerners were generally less open to new ideas and often completely rejected secular education in favor of Islamic education. Demonstrating the extent of Nigeria's north-south divide, some studies estimated that as at Nigeria's independence in 1960, northern Nigeria had an English literacy rate of just 2%, compared to the southeast, which had an English literacy rate of 19.2%. The Yorubas, which formed about 75% of Nigeria's southwestern population, were in many ways a sort of halfway house between the Igbos and the Hausa Fulani, both in terms of their religious affiliation and their political history. Although also majority Christian, they nevertheless had significant populations of Muslims as well as followers of the ancient Yoruba religions. In simple terms, the traditional Yoruba political structure was basically less autocratic than the Hausa Fulani, but not as democratic as the Igbo. For centuries, Yoruba societies were ruled by kings known as Obas, who governed in close consultation with chiefs, priests, and priestesses. Culturally, the Yorubas were quite similar to the Igbo in their appreciation for individual drive and ambition. However, the Yorubas tended to channel their energies towards excellence in the arts and academia, as opposed to pure industry and wealth creation. Many often point to the Yorubas' deep appreciation of the arts as the reason why many of Nigeria's most prominent cultural icons, such as Afrobeat legend Fela Kuti and the Nobel Prize laureate Professor Wole Soyinka, have been of Yoruba ancestry.
My country people, how una day? I hope say una wake up well. Meanwhile, I welcome una to the pidgin section of our morning show. As this na session would always dey knack una latest story concerning the happening things for inside the country, even to serve our community and our society. I still remain Esther Oka Steven. I always dey tell una say my name will not change. And with me this Monday morning to begin our week, I carry two ogbonge guests by my side here. On my right hand side, now Mr. Jerry Jang. Jerry, thank you for joining us on the show this morning.
You're welcome.
And on my left hand side now, Oga Goodness Danjuma. Mr. Goodness, thank you for joining us this morning.
You're welcome.
Okay, my country people, as the tori take dey carry us dey waka dey go this morning. Na matter when e be say e happen for inside Umuahia, na we want to touch light this morning. So make una do well to follow me touch light matter as we take dey do am always on Facebook at Some TV, even sef on YouTube at Some TV Live. As una messages dey enter, na so we go dey touch light am together, my country people. Okay, now something sad when it be say it happen for Umuahia. Now I say make my two brothers they come follow me touch light this morning. So come say the thing heavy for mouth. But meanwhile, this mouth go still talk and come outside. Yes, 129-year-old woman when they call am say Brenda from Umuahia, my country people, she come poison herself, yo. Yes, she poison herself to death. The matter no end for there. Before this woman poison herself, she also give her children sniper. She makes sure her two children then buy before she can't kill herself. As the tori take they go, the talk people for on top this matter na Spy Nigeria. And then be the talk people wait there for on top this matter. They carry out investigation before they come broke the news to come outside here, my country people. Yes, them talk when they come carry the investigation in the torchlight matter. They come here and say the reason why this woman kill herself with her two children now because of say the husband they cheat with her housemaid. When she come catch two both of them they cheat, she say no, this one is heavy. Say the man is don't overdo. Now from there and then this woman come carry this sniper, kill her children. Come talk say she no want to leave her two children for the man to take care of like that after she die. My country people, na correct reason nine be this. Meanwhile, I get beautiful girls in the house wey go follow me touch light matter before myself go break my own enter inside this story. I go begin with Oga Goodness Danjuma. Oga Goodness Danjuma. Wetin be your intake for on top this matter? The thing when e be say this woman do by killing herself and her two children, it makes sense at all?
Good morning, my country people. For wetin me I can't see for this matter be say wetin the woman can't do e no good.
Okay.
E get why yo? Because the woman, you know, say him husband dey cheat, so he can't kill herself. For her to kill herself only, still go ahead again, go kill the two children.
Oh.
Who know wetin the children will become tomorrow? She can't kill them. He in her life and also kill the children again. Now two things can't join together. The worst thing now we say that children now they never know anything. Where she can't kill them now. So my own be say the woman no even try at all. She no try.
Oh.
Even if your husband they cheat for the cheat, you supposed not to kill yourself and go ahead to kill your two children join them. So you waste the two things, the two sides. You know go see your husband, your children self, they know they are alive again. You yourself, you know they are alive again. So it no good if this kind of thing they happen for you as women. My advice be say if this kind of thing they happen for your family, no go kill yourself or kill your children because say your husband, my husband they cheat on me. So it no good like that too. Now wait till I get there. Thank you.
Okay, my country people that don't hear am for God goodness in math. The one when it sweet me pass, we say the woman don't come lost two things. She lost her children when it be say she kill. And she can't lost the husband again when it dey important to her life, my country people. The step where this woman take, Oga Goodness don't condemn her. Myself I no like her. Yes. Meanwhile, for those of una wey just dey join us, this na the pidgin section of our morning show. Now they always dey tell una say na happening things for inside we country. Now we dey always dey touch light on this section of my country people. No matter when it be say e happen for inside Umuahia, now we dey talk about here this morning, my country people. As 129-year-old woman wey dey call am say Brenda for inside Umuahia by herself sake of say her husband dey cheat with her maid. Now see am say Oga Goodness don condemn the act. Myself go touch light matter, but meanwhile make I hear from Oga Jerry Giamat. Oga Jerry don't hear am from Goodness Matt. Say the thing where this man do is no good. I want make yourself touch light your own.
My people, una good morning. This matter wey just happen like this, the thing pain me. Because how person go even come the thing of this kind of thing self, where you go come kill your children, still come kill yourself. your husband wey now you kill yourself and your children for if you go marry another woman.
Okay.
You no fit even marry the mate wey in dey cheat on with you. You understand? So all these kind things suppose happen like that. That woman she no try at all. If she be one die say she don tire am. Our children no complain say they tire them now. For the children when dem dey with their father, at least that one sef go save this man stress. And all this thing wey she do like this no make sense because your husband dey cheat on you with your mate. The only thing wey you fit tell your husband be say no, this mate don tire me o, make we just sack am. That one fit happen. But say you come kill yourself. Wetin be the gain now? You kill yourself because of a woman. Because of woman like this now, as you see, think by yourself. Last you leave the woman again with the husband still for the house. It don't make sense now. That one don't make sense at all. And women wey dey out the way they watch this show wey we dey do this morning, abeg o, you know the anything wey go pressurize you, wey go come reach to the point say you go come kill yourself.
Okay.
Because even though you kill yourself, you can't die. Still, the person wey you kill yourself because of him, he go see day, he go dey move on with him life. So it don't make sense like that at all. You still can't kill innocent children wey be say you don't know wetin dey for become tomorrow for future. If you can't kill you can't kill minister, or you can't kill one governor or somebody wey be say tomorrow if for help the poor masses, you can't kill, you can't waste their life for nothing. They don't know anything. Now you and your husband, this fight now between you and your husband. You're not supposed to involve your children for inside. Amen. I get advice for una. You know say they say if one cup of tea no dey do you, try go buy another one. No be say you go thief another one. That is no good. So if you see say this your wife, maybe the day wetin she dey do wey you no like am, you no suppose use that one pay am back. Say no, make you cheat on her with your own mate, make you be say you go pay am, because you know say there people wey normally their mind like this, they no get to dey think twice. If dem vex, they go just carry out action like that. Abeg, maybe they try dey minimize all these things. Abeg, women wey dey the way they watch us, abeg, na abeg I take the beg una. Abeg, make una just forget all these things. If this thing happen to you like this, think of another way wey una fit handle the situation. But no suicide like this, to kill yourself, no dey very very important for this kind of matters. Abeg.
Oh, Oga Jerry, thank you very much for touchlighting matter with me. Country people, una don hear am for Oga Godwin mouth to finish my country people. The one when he talk, when he be say he sweet me well, he say this woman who come by herself. Say she no just by herself, she no even know say whether these two children when he be say she follow by so one of them fit be barrister. Yes, fit be governor tomorrow. She no know. She can't carry law into her hands. My country people, now see I'm saying my two guests in the house, they condemn this act well. Even though myself, when it be say I sit down for you, so I condemn this act. Yes. Another thing when it be say Oga Jerry talk when he sweet me well concerning this woman matter, he said the woman not supposed to take decision into her hand. So come say the person when it be say she kill herself because of she not even marry this maid at the end of the day. If you go marry another woman for outside. So the thing when they be say this woman do, it no good at all, my country people. How now take a see am? So make una do well to follow us to Touchlight Matter on Facebook at Some TV. Even a cell phone video for YouTube at Some TV Live. And then the last thing when the be say Oga Jerry talk when he sweet me where I want Touchlight Matter put na concerning the advice when he be say he carry knack for men them when they watch this program. Yes. Oga Jerry don't talk say no be every woman they get that act, the mindset of understanding anytime when they be say they don't vex. Many of them they when they be say they not fit to control themselves, control their anger again. You yourself when it be say you sabi the kind wife when it be say you marry, as you notice you say she don't catch you and housemaid, what be the thing when it be say you supposed to? You not supposed to hold am kia. You go run go meet am, carry your wife if truly you love am. You go carry your wife, carry on go meet the eldest person for community for that place. And if you don't want to make the eldest person of community in here, you go call one of your relation when it be say in love on her so closely to report say I don't fuck up and see my wife now she no fit to bear am. Because make una help me to beg my wife. And also if now your wife be the reason why you carry this kind act, say okay, I want to revenge. My wife is too stubborn. You're not supposed to do one with your housemaid now. Oga? Many of una when it be say una they watch this program, plenty of una ways not pure and not go talk lie yo. Yes, anything when it be say they for inside skirt, una know they fit to look and finish. Even though self say una wife they obedient. Even though self say una wife no fuck una up in any way. Now just say that thing when e be say dey inside skirt and wey carry ass put for inside bomb una no fit take eye comot am. So tell we don touch light matter on this station tire on how many housemaid they go frustrated in the house of the people when e be say they do house help for. Yes. Then they assault these girls dem well housemaid. If housemaid one go fit comot tell you the kind experience when e be say they say me all housemaid now for inside Naija oga goodness come outside come and talk their experience una go sabi say many of them their masters they go lock them up for jail. And when this kind thing dey happen, the reason why this girl no fit tell madam so tell the madam come catch them, so maybe the man don promise am heaven and earth. The man go fit talk say no tell my madam o, yes this new year I go buy car for you, my madam no go know you go leave this job. Or this new year I go make you come out from my house, I go put you for school, na me go dey pay school fees. He go get certain promises when e be say he go don promise that housemaid for him house wey go make that housemaid to come look am talk say okay make I just agree since my oga dey give me money for clothes, money wey I dey send go give my parents, make I just e get how these people go don engage this housemaid reach before they go come accept these men wey dey do this kind of evil act. So me, I know they in support of this woman killing herself here at all. Yes, you supposed to carry the matter go places. Oga Jerry no be so. Now she married the man. People there when he be say he joined there together. People there will come drink on that day, will come eat on that day. Elders their day. You catch your husband like this, no need of killing yourself. Those of you when they watch this program, when he be say your husband they meow pio. No be the option no be there say to kill yourself. If your husband don't do so tell carry come as pack your load and go. No be do or die affair. Yes. Then say now for better for worse, but that no mean say make you kill yourself. Some kind time people when they be say them join una make them dey involved if conflict come. Run go ask, go tell them that when they be say join una. Say see wetin una pikin dey do or carry go your side. See wetin you don't do, I no marry again. Una do the necessary thing, you vamos to come out for your house. Country people will not be so. So I beg the option when it be say I get for una be say no be to kill yourself. That will not be better option. The one when he pay me pass now the taking of the life of these innocent children. Just as Oga Jerry earlier talked, the innocent children tell you say they don't tired to face life. Say you don't want to leave them in the hands of their cheating father. God do not date here. Tell people the reason why you come out, you kill yourself. Then carry the pikin, hand over to your people. Tell them, say, I don't want to make you go the hand of my husband again. Your people go happen to that one. But the killing of these innocent children, it pepper me well for this woman. So many of una, those of una, when the business they watch this program this morning, I beg. As I be say, it's a very painful thing for your husband to cheat. So tell them, come ask to your house girl. Even though say only that one time, they won't even do that kind of thing, you can't catch them. You now because of hunger you could come assume say now every day if I go work he dey there he go fit come off for office the woman go begin dey think otherwise and he go get how you go want to explain to her and read say na temptation or she not go agree again. So I beg make una dey try the whole una side and make una know the kind wife when e be say una marry keep for house. Yes, if your wife na the type when e be say her anger dey destroy things, she know dey fit bear, she know dey fit take many things, know how to handle your wife. Yeah, especially in situation like this, don't let her to be alone at all. Always be by her side. Keep begging her to forget the matter. Or better still, involve one or two persons when they be say she dey shame for or she highly respected. Involve them into the matter. They go talk sense for her head. Things go calm. The best solution is to send the housemaid to come out for your house. Anybody when they be say they suspect say inside your house your husband they do one or two activities, make the person go if the person they cause commotion for your house. Now that won't be the advice when we say me, I get it for una this morning. Okay, I dey see as na messages they enter on Facebook at Some TV. Even us on YouTube at Some TV Live. Make una no worry. We go touch light and just way we dey always they do on this program. Yes, you una sabi say me no go just draw the curtain on the pidgin section just like that without thanking my beautiful guest in the house. Oga Jerry John, thank you for joining me this morning. Oga Goodness Danjuma, you are also welcome this morning.
Thank you, ma'am.
I mean, no go fit go just like that without telling una my beautiful viewers them. Thank you. I dey salute una. I say una well done for the messages and the touchlight una don't do for me this morning. And I also dey thank myself, will be Esther Oka Steven, for bringing this to Recon taking nakuna. Now do.
But to say that the differences between Nigeria's three main tribes meant that every Igbo, Yoruba, or Hausa Fulani person hated anyone who wasn't from their tribe would be very far from the truth. In reality, most Yoruba societies got on well enough with Igbo societies. The main culture clash, if you like, was between the Hausa Fulanis of the north and the two major ethnic groups of the south. Prior to the colonial era, ancient Yoruba kingdoms such as the Oyo Empire had for many years suffered under several waves of jihadi attacks by the Islamic Sokoto Caliphate of the north, led by the famous Sultan Uthman Danfodio. Now, although the Igbos did not have a similar history of warring with the Hausa Fulani,